We're going live. Whoa. See who shows up. How's the chat doing? Anybody watch the meme shit last night? Anybody watch the meme awards? Basement Queen. Ethan is a basement queen. They're gonna have to fucking forklift that fucker out of there. I know it. I'm forecasting that shit right now. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't have any like intros or anything. So I'm just like letting it fill for a second. Just look at that fucking head. That goofy ass fucking beanie. That weird multicolored fucking beard. Looks like it was sprayed on. Chuck, if you need to go read, read. If you need to go read, go read. We're going to go over a couple of things. All right, let's get comfortable. What do you want to listen to first? First, let's listen to Dale. Let's listen to Dale shit. Out of nowhere, that guy fucking loses his shit. Let's see. Stop the screen. Stop the screen. Share the screen. Let's see. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Okay. I'm learning how to be a hack from the best. Okay, can you guys see this? Okay, so the last time I had anything to say to Dale, and you can go check. Last time I had anything to say to Dale was December 29th. I'm sorry, December 9th. Okay. So December 9th, I say something to him. And this is after, and I'll show you those tweets too. So because those tweets are, it's Student of God is talking about Ethan. Ethan and Shane are crying about the slumlords and Slumlord Raptor and Wiggles and not Slumlord, but Lord Raptor talking about Wiggles. He can't say my name. He's having a problem. Ethan. Sometimes Ethan has a problem saying my name, and sometimes he can't stop saying my name. I don't know. It's fatherless behavior for sure. So he's bitching about something. Student of God makes a clip of it, and then I tweet a meme, to say my name. Say my name. Heisenberg meme from Breaking Bad, and Dale jumps in and is like, "Good luck with that. Not that many people know who you are." Right? So it's like, what the fuck? And also, I guess I had like been talking shit to Liam, and Liam was on one of the King shows, being somebody, and like Dale chimed in and said that, Liam was somebody and that I was a nobody. So it's like, honestly, out of the blue, I didn't have any problems with Dale, didn't say anything to Dale. And he just decided to like take up this fucking sword and shield for Liam Gray. And that was in early December, right? That was December 8th. Yeah, December 8th. And then that was it. Like I said some shit. I said some shit back to him. And then he didn't say anything back. Except for on live streams, right? He'd be on a live stream on Ethan's show, or he'd be, on Ballers, and, he'd say some shit about me. Of course, I'm like blocked in Ethan's shit. I think not in Ethan's, but I'm definitely blocked in Shane's. So it's like, okay, you're gonna call me a coward while you're sitting on these streams? Like, it was just fucking bizarre. Like who is Dale talking to? And we all know. So I'm sitting there dealing with fucking Liam, dealing with Ethan, because Ethan, of course, wants to fucking chime in with other people's fucking shit with me. It's fucking bizarre, dude. Every time I have a problem with somebody, Ethan wants to jump in. It's gay as shit. Right? So the other day, out of the fucking blue, Dale Keown gets fucking lit, gets drunk as fuck, wears a suit, and then starts talking shit. Now, please, fucking, like, where the fuck am I, like, talking about Dale? Where did I instigate this? Right? So it's obvious. It's obvious that Dale is in some of these, Twitter chat rooms, the CG Green room, the CG King room, some of these other rooms, and they're fucking complaining about me and crying about me. And so he's just regurgitating it. That's my theory. That's one theory.
Yeah. Dale, what you want to watch this video with us, Dale?
No, I want Matt Barr to fucking defend himself.
But he has nothing to defend on this channel.
He's a fucking pussy. I fucking hate him. He's a fucking pussy. Matt Barr.
What am I? Oh yeah, what am I a pussy about, Dale? Please, Mr. Abe Lincoln. What am I a pussy about?
Barr is a fucking pussy.
Okay, Dale.
Fucking hate that guy.
That sounds like your channel type stuff.
No. Everybody agrees with me. The guy's a fucking cunt.
Everybody agrees.
Right? Am I wrong? Fuck that guy.
What do you want me to do?
Matt Barr is a fucking nobody.
We need a commercial break. We need a. Dale, what you want to watch this video with us, Dale?
Oh, this was the odd edit, because I think right after this, he tries to pull his dick out on the stream, and they have to like kick him. They have to kick him off the stream. So, don't I always put out the link, guys? Don't I always? I'm not sure what kind of a pussy is always willing to put out the link. I'm always on shows that have the link available. What are they? They're on shows where they don't let the link out. They don't want me on there talking shit. I don't know what is wrong with Dale. It's a bummer, man. It's a real bummer.
I wanted Matt Barr to fucking defend himself.
But he has nothing to defend on this channel.
I don't have anything to defend on any channel. To be honest, nothing.
He's a fucking pussy.
Is he
I fucking
crying?
hate that guy. He's a fucking pussy. Matt Barr is a fucking pussy.
He's
Okay,
crying.
Dale.
Fucking
That sounds,
hate that guy.
that
Dale's
sounds like
crying.
your channel type stuff.
No. Everybody agrees with me. The guy's a fucking
Nobody
cunt.
agrees with you. Everybody agrees that you've been cucked by the woman right above. You're sitting there with your little suit placed perfectly underneath the woman who's cucked you like a horse. She's got the bridle on you. She's put that fucking bit right there between your fucking big ass teeth. She's riding you around. And if you don't, she's gonna pull out her fucking cell phone and she's gonna DM your mama. So don't talk to me about pussy. You fucking weirdo. What a shame, man. Piss bottle bummer. It is. It's a real bummer that you know, as a kid I had issues. I still have them. Issues of Dragon Ring, of fucking Dragon Force, all that cool stuff. I remember having that. I remember having and I still have some of Dale's some of his Hulk I thought was pretty awesome. Definitely had some of the Pit, but you know, let's be fair. Like, you know, with Pitt, that shit near the end was like, who gives a fuck? It kind of was a bit of a turnoff for me, honestly, with American comics. Like, I was into American comics. I was into Image, and then shit just kept getting later and later and late. And I just started reading other stuff like heavy metal and started reading European stuff and even some manga. Because I got tired of waiting for fucking the next issue of Pit because it took 2 years to get fucking finished. So, anywho, whatever Dale's like issue with me is like his issue with me, but because Ethan has a boner for me, he fucking brought this up and was like championing this shit like this was some sort of win. So he starts talking about it. Don't lose a number on the trash can. And I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that Ethan had been talking shit until I saw the recap of the Raptor show. Like I was watching the Raptor show and they started watching Ethan and was like, oh, this fucking fat queer. And then he starts talking about me. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this guy talking about now? And in this clip, it's like, awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Like everybody was so like, oh my God, Matt Barr. Holy shit, Matt Barr, you're talking about Ethan's wife. You're bringing Ethan's wife into your fucking jokes. And it's like this clip right here. It's him talking about my wife. Like, dude, he was fucking like making these head wound jokes from Anna's DMs and including my wife months ahead of time. So this like, oh, Matt Barr, he's so mean. He's a bully. He's so vile. Like, dude, don't fuck around. Like you're fucking around and you're finding out. Like you can't deal with it. So you just start making up lies and you start like spurging out. And you start getting involved in shit that's not your business. Oh. That's you, dude. Look at that big, fat, sloppy, lazy mouth.
And he agreed. But we have to fight anyway because we just do. Fighting with people for no good reason, and I think I'm fighting for a good reason.
Really?
Fighting with people for no good.
What's the good reason? Super chats from fucking piss porn? What's the good reason that you're fighting with Eric? It's not good for your backers because you're not getting your shit done. Like instead of finishing your queer book, your coming of age, coming out of the closet book, Rainbow the Brute. Instead of finishing that, you're using clips from some pedophile to go after Eric so that you can get super chats. And you've said that. You're like, I don't care if he fails or not, or if it's good or not. I'm gonna talk shit because I'm getting super chats. Yeah, and I do think, Katie, I do think there's some pedophilia going on. Like, I think the whole like quote unquote dog fucker thing, I just think that was us like being nice because she's a woman. But I think that there's some weird shit going on. Do I think she's committed in crimes? I'm not saying that, but I think that she definitely has some sort of sexual disorder involving children and underage sexual content. And it's out there. The receipts are out there. Her videos are out there where she's promoting it and distributing this crazy shit. It's not something I wish it was something I was making up. I mean, I wouldn't even go there. You know what I mean? Like, let's say I was like, I don't like this fucking person. Calling somebody a pedo is not something that I would just like easily go to. It's not something I would go to at all. But once you start showing me videos and you start showing me screenshots of tags from content that you're promoting and distributing that has the taglines, underage, non-consensual, sexual fucking like, it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? That's crazy. If that was a dude, like, let's just be honest, like, yeah, we're calling her a dog fucker, waka waka, dog fucker. But let's be honest. If that was a dude, that would be a fucking pedo. That would be straight up fucking weird. There's no getting around it. It's just fucking weird. Like, what? Demons, fucking kids, this is what you're into? And even Ethan called it out, Oh, hey. I got people saying they'll do stuff for me. But then they end up being dog fuckers. Gravy, dude.
The reason just divides the audience. There's always somebody out there and there will be somebody out there who's like, I was a big Cyberfrog supporter until you went after Tim Olson and Melvin. And I was a big fan of Tim Olson and Melvin.
Shout out to
I'm
Tim.
No longer supporting you. There's always somebody. You're like, wait, what? Do you see what he does all day long? You see what he? Yeah, I was a big supporter of him. He's a really nice guy. He is. Until you went after him, and then like now there's always somebody.
What do you
like
ask? So what was the poll? I didn't even see the poll. The poll was like, is Comicsgate dead or is Comicsgate a lie? And that just like triggered Ethan to fucking react and weaponize his audience. Is that what he did? Hey guys,
to fight with anybody, it's not a benefit. It's fun, but it's fun to talk about. But it's not a benefit. It's not a good way to sell comics at all. I want to be at peace with the world. Obviously, you want everybody to like you. You don't want to be fighting with folks.
Is that this week?
To sell everybody a comic book, or not even that, trying to get their support for a crowdfunding campaign. So that isn't true. But I do believe that like folks like Yellow Flash probably think it is true. Like that is the way to go. I guess we'll see. I guess we're gonna see.
Ew.
I guess we're gonna find out.
Basement Queen.
RBM
Basement
Entertainment
Queen
says you're too fat to be a small. Look at this abuse that I take every single day.
You're a day, fat boy.
Johnny Scott. Dark Gift was white knighting defending Mike Wheeler. What a fake. I'm sorry. The phrase "stinking hippie" does make me laugh.
Why am I not surprised?
Guy. Dark Gift doesn't want that smoke from Mike Wheeler. He doesn't want it. Mike Wheeler's an obsessive whack job. What is this? Hold on a second here.
What is this? Oh my god! I just happened to see this.
Rambling on like a gay. Do this stream from a treadmill. You're gonna be in big trouble. You 500-pound gaybo. Shut the fuck up, Just Delightful. I'm nowhere near 500 pounds.
Yes,
I got a good 100 pounds to go. There's 100 pounds leeway there.
Ew.
And by the way, rambling doesn't put on weight, so I can ramble all I want.
It probably affects your blood pressure.
Says he's not a hippie, he's a roadie. He looks like a roadie. He does. All right. So what else is going on here? So that
looks like he picks up training.
Rainey's got a new comic. Oh man, Dale Keown.
What's wrong with Dale? See,
Dale Keown, who also, is being actively insulted by
Gaslight.
Let me see if I can find it again.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it again. Yeah, just out of the fucking blue, I'm reacting. I don't even know if I reacted to this, but it's just like, I talked to Dale December 9th, and then now he's freaking the fuck out in the beginning of March. And Dale's like, oh, poor Dale. Here, let me turn on the gas lights. Let me lower the lights here. Let me make them real dim. Just to get involved.
Of course. It's like, wait, somebody's insulting somebody viciously and stupidly. Who could that be? Oh yeah, it's Matt Barr again. I don't get this guy.
You don't get me reacting to people? You don't get me reacting to people, dude?
Dale is being manipulated by people around him. Malin, Ethan, Shane. They're all pushing dirt in his ear.
Yes. Definitely Mandy.
No, that's what
definitely Ethan. You're the one contacting him. You're the one in contact with him. You're the one constantly talking to him about posters and his little cars and his fucking omnibus and shit. You're the one who's fucking talking to him. Mandy's the one who's talking to him, talking to his fucking family members and shit. I don't have any contact with Dale. The only time I ever talked to Dale, actually 2 times. Once when PTP was saying that I was responsible for him losing the Dale Pitt deal. PTP tried to blame me for that. Right. And I was like, yo, Dale, could you fucking tell people that I wasn't involved in that? And Dale was like, yeah, sure. And was like, yeah, Matt Barr had no involvement in the Pitt omnibus or my decision. And I was like, hey, thanks. And then he said he liked that Girthy Stallions cover that I did, and I sent it to him. I DM'd it to him, and he was like, yo, I just keep looking at this. So that's our contact and communication. So him just spurring the fuck out. I'm not sure where this came from, but apparently the video didn't happen. Apparently I'm just out of the blue tweeting at Dale. So the video that we just watched where he's is sitting there fucking calling me names and shit and then tries to pull out his dick, that apparently didn't happen in Ethan's reality. In Ethan's reality, I just woke up and decided to start talking shit to Dale. Oh my God.
Who talks to Dale?
You do. You do,
Dale
dum-dum.
shows up on a live stream. He likes to sit on live streams. He likes to do ballers.
Mandy
Mostly
talks to
ballers.
Dale.
I don't see Dale too often.
Definitely Mandy talks to Dale.
He likes to go on ballers. He likes to hang out with Mandy and Shane.
You talk to him because he's doing a book with you. So, of course, he's got a financial connection to you. So he's definitely talking to you, right? And he's got a financial connection to Mandy with Jailbait. I'm sorry, fucking Gymshock. right? So, you know, you say there's nobody talking to him, and you're lying again. It's like, when are you not lying? Like, it's like, when are you not lying? That's the fucking game at this point. It's not when are you not lying? It's like, when are you telling the truth? That would be the game. And this has nothing to do with you. Again, this has absolutely nothing to do with you. But here you are, making up shit when you could be working on your book.
He likes to have a few drinks while they talk over him endlessly. Like, Dale tries to say something and they just interrupt him. They talk like Dale. They talk like Dale isn't even there. I had to yell at everybody and say, listen, I want everybody to pay attention to when Dale opens his mouth and utters a syllable.
They talk to him all the time.
One syllable of a word.
This is weird. What are you talking about?
I would like everybody to hush instantly. I don't care if you have something important to say.
He's on the Ballers.
Everybody
He's on other
shut up
channels.
and let Dale finish his thoughts. And then I did that, and it turned out that Dale didn't have a thought to finish. So Dale, as soon as Dale started talking, like, everybody would be quiet for him, and then he just, like, he naturally goes, yeah, no, I agree with him. So those guys are right. Mandy and Shane were right. Like, you're supposed to, I guess, sort of fill in the end of Dale's thought by talking over him a little bit. So yeah, stop talking over Dale, says the Bean Pat. You need to. That's what he does. So anyway, Matt Barr, Dale is being manipulated by people around him. Malin, Ethan, Shane. Shane might be manipulating Dale. I actually don't know. Shane, are you manipulating Dale Keown?
They're definitely talking shit. You can't tell me that they're not talking shit
drunk,
in the
true.
Twitter.
He's broke, not if I can help it. And he's being
See what I'm saying? So of course, not if I could help it. Right, he's working for you. So he is broke. He had a whole issue with the posters. The guy is kind of destitute. And instead of, like, getting his shit done, he decided to lash out at people that you're complaining about in chats. Like, he's in your little Twitter chat rooms, and he's watching you bitch and complain and cry about me. And so he's just like, oh, well, let me go ahead and help Ethan since he's paying me. Let me go ahead and just go out there and start yelling at Matt Barr. So it's like one person just, like, jumping out, yelling shit for no reason, and then another person, like, chiming in when I react. Like, what the fuck kind of, like, cycle of queer bullshit are they trying to entangle me in? Seriously. Finish your fucking rainbow book, dude.
That's a fucking lie. He's spoken to multiple people, and there's receipts. I worked for the big two, quote unquote. This is something that gets. I would like everybody to hush instantly. I don't care if you have something important to say. I don't care. Everybody shut up and let Dale finish his thoughts. And then I did that, and it turned out that Dale didn't have a thought to finish. So Dale, as soon as Dale started talking, like, everybody would be quiet for him, and then he just, like, he naturally goes, yeah, no, I agree with him. So those guys are right. Mandy and Shane were right. Like, you're supposed to, I guess, sort of fill in the end of Dale's thought by talking over him a little bit. So yeah, stop talking over Dale, says the Bean Pat. You need to. That's what he does. So anyway, Matt Barr, Dale is being manipulated by people around him. Malin, Ethan, Shane. Shane might be manipulating Dale. I actually don't know. Shane, are you manipulating Dale Keown?
Look at a big jug like a goddamn baby.
He's a drunk. That's true. He's broke. Not if I can help it. And he's being blackmailed by Mandy. That's a fucking lie.
That's the fucking truth. And there's receipts. And he's complained about it to people. So fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Your fucking little ethot that you didn't want around has fucking receipts on other people. She's got fucking dick pics. And they've even slipped out that she has fucking Dale's dick pics. It's absolutely true. You can't tell me that you haven't seen those receipts. You haven't seen those fucking DMs where he's complaining to Phil about how Mandy's destroying his fucking life. Images of her trying to contact his mom. You can't tell me that's not blackmail, dude. I don't know what else if you want to play semantics and fucking Mad Libs, you know what I mean? If you want to like put in a different fucking word other than blackmail, then pull out your thesaurus and whip out a word. But she is manipulating him, and it's proven. So, you know, you can call it whatever you want, but it is fact. It's not a lie.
He's spoken to multiple people, and there's receipts. I worked for the big two, quote unquote. This is something that gets under Matt's skin.
Really? But let's go. Yeah, there's receipts. Doesn't say no, there's not. Doesn't say anything about that. Just fucking. Oh, let me just skip over that. Oh, that's a lie. That's a lie. And then reads the rest of it. Oh, fuck. Talk about receipts. Okay, let me just move on to the other thing and just start fucking speculating.
He hears people saying, I worked for the big two, and he takes that like personally because he never did. And it's not that Matt couldn't, I'm sure.
I don't take it personally. I find it that people are trying to make it personal. I find it very weird when people say that to me. It doesn't mean anything to me. It really doesn't. I worked at the big two. You're a nobody. Like, what? It really doesn't mean anything. Neither of those mean anything to me.
He probably could.
Maybe, I
don't know. Maybe not. I don't know if Matt could work at the big two. He's not.
I could probably work at Matt. I could probably do some cool stuff. But I don't want to. The money is horrible. I've like realized how bad the money was maybe fucking 20 years ago. Maybe. Once I realized like what, like, you know, you go to start going to cons, you know, some of the older con people, some of the older comic book guys are sitting there fucking drawing Spider-Man commissions with fucking holes in their shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, oh shit, like what the fuck? Like, I worked the big two. You know what that means? It means I'm fucking narrow. I worked at the big two. It means I'm fucking one-dimensional in my art. That's what that says to me. It's not a fucking insult. You're a nobody. You don't have any fucking subs on YouTube. Okay. Sounds good. It's hard to say and call somebody a nobody when they have like a real outside life. Like, I could just put down my fucking headphones and walk downstairs and have a whole family of people fucking screaming and hollering and laughing for me. Like, it's hard to be like, you're a nobody. And it's like, not really. Because as soon as I fucking start walking downstairs, somebody's going to start screaming for pancakes. So I don't really feel like a nobody. Not at all. And I have a really awesome list of clients that continue to call me. You know, I don't go online and cry about my fucking my career being canceled and this is why you need to buy my book. Like, you don't sell your books on like the quality until recently. You were like, it's not about because Eric started putting out books, so suddenly you had to pivot, move the goalpost to it's not about quantity, it's about quality. That's why I only put out 2 books every 6 years. Whatever the fuck. It's like, okay. Okay, buddy.
Not that good. He's good, but he's not that good.
I am good.
But he hears I work for the big two, which is something that is kind of used to be a qualification for being in the on the Comicsgate King show.
Yeah, that is correct. That's what I thought. That's what I thought it used to be. If you worked at the big two, you know, because we are all comic book readers, we're all comic book artists, drawing comic books, it's interesting to hear stories about the big two. And that's kind of what it was. It felt like a little kind of like inside baseball, or one of those inside artist studio things, you know what I mean, where you're like you see like a round table of artists and or actors, and they're all talking about different movies that they were in. Same fucking thing, you know. That's what I thought about Kings, and I didn't have a problem with not being involved, because I'm gonna be honest, dude. Like, I went to one Dragon Con, and I like got a commission from this famous artist, and he was like fucking excited that I paid him in cash. And he was like, "Now I can eat." It was like, "What the fuck?" I dodged a bullet, I dodged a bullet. Honestly, when I think about, if I had only worked at the big two, I wouldn't know half the stuff that I know. Like, Ethan can't do logos on his own. He can't do a lot of the pre-production on his own. He could draw. That's it. He could just draw one thing. Oh, I draw it really well. I mean, I guess, right? That's subjective, right? The art is subjective, right? It's a product, right? So you're making a product and you require all these other people to help you build it. And, you're one dimensional, in my opinion. Oh, you could work at the big two. It's like, why would I? Why would I? Like, you could work at the big two. It's like, I've worked at the Big 10, dude. Oh, you could work at Marvel. Really? Why would I work at Marvel when I've gotten checks from Disney? You know what I mean? Like, oh, you could work at DC. Are you talking about Warner? Yeah. I've worked for Warner Brothers. Sure. Like, you want to talk about how big a company is? Like, how much money did Marvel bring in last year, and how much money did the NFL bring in? I mean, I'm just saying, like, we're artists, and and I don't know. I'm a commercial artist, and I'm making money. I'm trying to provide for a family. I'm doing a great job at it. So, bop, bada, bop, bop, bop.
I'd say, well, I want to just narrow it down to people who work in the mainstream.
Sure.
Maybe possibly specifically the big two, which
makes
is Marvel
sense.
and DC Comics. So if you did some work there, that gives you a special qualification.
See, okay, well, what is your problem then? Do you have my only problem with the term "I worked at the big two" is when it's used as an insult or a pejorative, right? Is that the word? If somebody's using it as some sort of like jab, then it doesn't do anything. If somebody is like, "Yeah, I worked at the big two," you know what? I'm going to take a look. I'm maybe a little bit more interested because I am aware of the deadlines and how hard it is to get there. Which it's just like it baffles the mind when, Malin was like finally like drawing, like he was finally drawing Cable. He was drawing a suit. Nobody was reading it. Nobody gave a shit. Everybody was talking about how shit the artwork was, but he just had to like open his mouth. He just like had to fucking open his mouth about like the craziest shit, and then nobody wanted to call him. None of the editors were like, "Yeah, I'm not fucking with that. Like, it's not worth it. The headaches isn't worth the art." Because we could probably find another Liefeld clone in the fucking Philippines. And that's probably what they did.
To be on my show, Comicsgate Kings. So I'm just, that's it. That's what that show is. Matt hears that and he's just like, I worked for the big two. Like, Matt just thinks that's elitism. And I guess it is. I mean, maybe it is elitism.
When it's pointed, when you say it in a pointed manner, it's not elitism, but it's just like, you fucking naive bitch.
Not, it's funny, like from the outside looking in, I guess it's like when you're working at the big two, and you're inside there and you're doing your job, like you look around and you look at a lot of other people who are working there and you go, you're not that good. But you keep that to yourself, obviously. I worked at the big two, rallying cry, something that excludes excludes Matt Barr. It makes him feel bad about himself.
Not really.
And he has to cope about it. So he's
Not
signing
really
up for the big two. That means nothing when the end result is being somebody.
I feel like I dodged the bullet. Like I'd go to Dragon Con and hang out with some people and they would just be fucking poor. Just fucking bizarre. Like there's no way I worked at the big two. You worked at the big two. So you worked really hard for long hours for a company that paid you little and doesn't give a fuck. Great. That's awesome. If you want to fucking throw that in my face, that's how I'm going to take it. If you want to come at me in a more positive attitude about working at the big two and about being an artist, cool. I'm all ears. I want to hear about it. But as like some like fucking you try to weaponize it, like give me a fucking break. That shit's gonna hit the wall. It's gonna be a dud.
Like Dale, broke, drunk, crying about the Hulk being raped. That was great when he cried about the Hulk being
See what I'm
raped.
saying? That's what you're like backing up what I'm saying. Like Dale put in all that time, all that effort. And what happened? His character that he put all that love and energy into, he believed got raped repeatedly. And then he passed out. And then Dale is drunk, pissing in bottles. You know, a lot of that stuff, it's just like, well, it's Dale. You know, you just kind of overlook that shit until he like starts calling you names. Then you gotta say something like, whoa there, buddy. Easy with calling me a pussy, you fucking Canadian.
The end result is creating work that means something. And unfortunately, a lot of people, a lot of artists in every single creative endeavor end up drunk and broke. There but for the grace of God go any of us, you know.
What?
That's
not
I'd
true.
Like to go out drunk. I don't know about broke, but I would definitely like to go out drunk.
You probably will because you like to drink and drive with your son to fucking Atlantic City. We've all saw that video. Oh, I'm so fucked up. Dad, can I have the keys? No. I'm driving. Yeah, we've all seen that video. You're definitely going to fucking peace out drunk, dude. Let's just hope you don't fucking kill your son while you do it.
I have no time to drink. I barely get to drink anymore. And when I do, look what happens. I end up licking your... I never did that. Never did that. Retarded.
You just passed out.
With shit like this.
Who comes up with it? We don't have to come up with it. You fucking did it. Did you lick the urinal? I don't know. I think you probably just like laid your face on it. Right? You fucking pedantic literalist. Isn't that the word you used one time? Why are you being such a fucking literalist? Okay, we won't be literal. You didn't literally lick the fucking urinal. You just passed out and then like pissed on yourself. I mean, luckily you were wearing those fucking weird ass bedazzled jeans and nobody could tell you'd pissed yourself. But you had like pissed yourself and was like leaning up against this thing with your mouth on it or your face leaning on it because you're all fucked up, smoking weird ass drugs, and you had your face on it because it was cold. That's a sad place to be, dude, in your 50s. High blood pressure, wife fucking at home, child at home, son, who the fuck knows where he is with his little quote unquote best friend. Yeah. I was about to go somewhere, but I'm not. I'm going to pull back a little bit.
Barely get to drink anymore. Would like to. I have a fully stocked bar over there, but you know, I'll just lie down on the couch and watch Jurassic Park movies. And never.
Yeah, that's right. Because Andrew still doesn't let him get into bed after that night out. What kind of guy, like, you know, when somebody gets fucked up, you're like, oh shit, that's the real person. That's the real person right there. And so the real person with Ethan is spreading his ass out, trying to start a fight with people at the bar, calling out the random women right? Not the ones that he was smoking drugs with, but he's like calling out the random women. They don't acknowledge him. So what are they? Sluts. He calls them sluts. Like that, dude. That is fucking fatherless behavior. Fatherless fucking behavior. I mean, you know, you saw that, like that book that his brother put out. You know, there's no father on the cover. Then you start hearing stories about, you know, the only men in Ethan's life were the ones that his mother let in to use his bed to fuck in. It's like, what? Like, I can't even make up these stories, but you're just like, what? Like, yeah, like his mom was like a crazy hippie who let people come in and fuck in his bed. So you just have like poor little Ethan like laying in fucking wet stains from fucking these hippies that his mom was letting in. It's fucking, I'm sure it fucks with him. I'm sure it's fucking with him. And we're seeing that now. That's the end result right here. So, you know, dads out there, don't leave for cigarettes and then never come back. Okay. Stick around. No matter what you did to the kitchen, just fucking stick around.
Get anything done if I do that. Anyway, Matt's very upset about all this stuff. And of course it's pointed out.
I'm just reacting.
You know, Dale's artwork, he just sold.
I'm just reacting to fucking something Dale did. Not a pussy at all. Here's that link. Here's that link. Come on. Defend myself. That's what I'm like, okay, Dale, what do I need to defend myself against or for?
The cover for, I don't know what this is, $7,800 Canadian. I don't know what that is American, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
Congratulations.
Why is Matt Barr picking on everybody? Why does he go after people? Like Dale.
Why did I go after
Dale had
him?
Something to say about Matt is because Matt is online. I mean, the thing is, like, I could sit there.
I'm on.
Insult Matt by saying
I'm online all the time. Not really, bro. You're the one doing multiple fucking streams online, dude. You have a fucking wife upstairs who could probably use your help, and you're downstairs for hours on end talking about some black guy who doesn't want anything to do with you. Don't talk about my fucking time. That's what it is. Like, so let me get this straight, Ethan. You've decided to jump in and let me know that Dale can say whatever he wants to me because you think I'm online too much. Dale and you think I'm online too much, and so I'm then a pussy and that I need to defend myself. So I need to defend the amount of time that I'm on the internet? Is that what you're saying, Ethan? Can you make that make sense for me? Make that make sense. Dude just hops onto a fucking stream, starts fucking yelling out shit. I fucking say something. Comic Book Hut, aka Comics Gate Drama. This fucking guy, Comics Book Hut. What a sad fucking dude. So he's like retweeting my shit so that Ethan could watch and then just like use for content. Like it's just this another like cycle of fucking queer shit that I don't want to be a part of. But whatever. It is what it is.
Your work's not very good. Or you're just kind of being a jerk on the internet.
My work is
you're
dope.
Acting like somebody who has a head wound, who has brain damage, swelling of the brain, inflammation of the brain.
Awesome. This is where he starts getting into like that whole thing of like the head wound shit, where it came from, and then he also like goes and doubles down with bringing up my wife again. So months ago when this started, he had my wife involved, and now he's bringing it up again today. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Which is something that PTP told Anna that the Matt Barr's wife told him. Some who knows. It's a game of telephone, but there's something wrong with Matt. I don't know what it is.
No, we've all saw the DMs. We saw the DMs because Ethan shared. My wife wasn't mentioned at all. My wife wasn't mentioned. It was Pete. PTP talking some shit to Anna. So what the fuck? Like, PTP talks some shit to Anna. Anna then takes it, screenshots it, takes a break from fucking eating dirt and then fucking sends it to Ethan. Ethan then takes it, adds in the wife, and then starts spreading it around. And I'm just, I didn't say anything for a while, but
it is, but there's something
now I'm
wrong with
reacting and I'm like the
anyway,
fucking
like,
bad
those
guy.
those are limitations. Like, those are people have boundaries that they will not cross. Somebody who has inflammation and swelling of the brain has no boundaries that they.
So you have no boundaries with Gary's wife. You have no boundaries with Eric July's wife. You have no boundaries bringing up my wife. You have no boundaries at all. You have no boundaries with TJ. You brought up his children, asking where his children were while you were implying that it had something to do with his race. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you have a head wound. You have swelling of the brain. Edwin has something to say about something, and you want to fucking suggest he goes smokes his relatives who died in a fucking house fire. You fucking scumbag. John Longbox broke his neck. What do? He gets a fucking interview with Mark Miller. You get all shitty pants because Mark Miller doesn't want fucking anything to do with you. And so you suggest that John Longbox breaks his neck harder next time. You fucking weirdo, dude.
They will not cross, and they're proud of that.
Yeah, you want to talk about lines not being crossed, dude. You have no problem with crossing lines. You're a habitual line crosser. So really, you set the lines.
Not deserve it in ways that are.
That's right. Gary's wife doesn't deserve it. A lot of these people don't deserve it. So now you're like being shocked, and like I'm not even really going at fucking Dale. Dale's the one fucking losing his shit. Lose the shit, I react, and now this is fucking, hardcore victimhood fucking gaslighting by this basement fucking queen.
Like, wait a second, like, hold on, flag on play. Fuck that. Like, that's not cool. That's actually a foul. You can't do that. No, I mean, Matt Barr has nothing like that. Christopher John says, is it just
Yeah, I don't know what kind of like game you're playing. I don't know what kind of fucking flags are being flown, but once you brought up my wife, like it's not a game, it's fucking total war. Once somebody is like, hey, I'm coming to your house and I'm gonna commit crimes on you and people are gonna laugh, it's fucking total war. After contributing and doing so much in the community and then listening to John Malin just fucking try to like nullify it, like it's fucking total war with that fucking dude. Fuck him. He's just a fucking crybaby like you, dude. Rosa Park Malin. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm jealous about, bro. Christopher John, fucking weirdo. What would I be jealous about? It's like, oh, I work for the big two. Yeah, thank God I didn't, because you can get easily fucking canceled. Like if your only two clients on the planet is Marvel and DC, and then you fuck it up and you can't work for anybody, fucking idiot. Fuck you. I work for the big two, Matt Barr. Yeah, it sounds like you're a fucking fool, dude. And I was canceled. Yeah, even more. You sound like a fucking idiot. Good thing you didn't have a family to support.
jealousy? I don't know, man.
Not at all.
I don't really know. I don't know why he does what he does, except it must.
Oh, I don't know why.
Jealousy makes sense. Like, why would
I don't know why. I don't know why.
That makes sense. That's an understandable motivation.
Just people do shit. I don't know why. People just they do shit, and then Matt Barr reacts out of the blue. I don't know. Weird drunk people do shit in front of fucking 2,000 viewers, and then Matt Bar reacts. I don't know. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, maybe if you're a pussy. Because you are. You know, maybe if you acted more like me, you wouldn't have lost your spot in the comic book industry that you love. You're like, oh, I'm sitting there. Oh, I see somebody. They're not very good, but I don't say anything. You know, yeah. Sounds like you're a fucking pussy. Sounds like you're a total fucking bitch that allowed the comic industry to rot from within, and now you're trying to do it in this little sector of the fucking indie comic scene. It's the truth of it. And this continued fucking attempts by you to weaponize Comicsgate against people it's fucking laughable. And people are seeing it. You and Malin. Oh, guys, we got to do deep dives. Hey, look what we're doing. We got to do this. We got to do this. You know, it's fucking ridiculous. It really is. This total weaponization of like Matt Barr has a thing against Comicsgate. Matt Barr hate. No, dude. I just think you're a piece of shit. And I have no problem with saying it. And I could back it up and talk shit to you all fucking day. And everything I say is the truth. And all you can do is like make up lies. PTP said you had a head wound. Really? Okay. Sounds good. That's your one fucking thing, cornball. Give me a fucking break, dude.
Do something that's understandable.
Smack
It Down says, check my email. You'll love it. Okay, hold on a second here. You sent me an email?
Ew.
And your name is Smack It Down?
He's like, good. Do you deliver pizza?
Oh, yeah, you literally did. Oh, my God. I mean, this is more manga. More manga. I can't even show this on.
Is it
screen.
Katie
Hold
did
on,
manga?
I inflated a little bit.
It's Katie did manga.
And,
some of that Katie did stuff.
Okay, the nudity is off the screen. Tentacle hole.
What the
fuck? Ethan, why don't you read more manga? You will never be as popular.
What the fuck?
Tim Olsen is an actual person. I've seen a picture of him. It's something else.
This fucking dude.
You guys
look
have
at
to
this
go back
fucking
and do
idiot.
I'm not looking up any of this.
Look at this down here.
Green Skull says, "Oh, I read this." Rothgar the Dane says, "Thanks, Z. Should have
paid
it all
money
now
for
as
this.
is. Cheers."
How much did he pay?
$2. Tim Olsen was outed as Matt Barr's sock account. No, he's not. He's a real person.
You dumb fuck.
Johnny Scab, you guys have to go back and do your research.
Yeah, Johnny. You got to go out, pull your
who you
head
do,
out of your ass.
And you're wrong. And then you insist that like somebody like, you insist that certain individuals are actually certain individuals.
Look at the way fucking
I know
EVS is built.
In some cases that
He's built like a fucking baked potato.
Tim Olsen is an actual person. I've seen a picture of him. It's something else. Bogan World says Melvin is Irish for just.
And then now he goes into crying.
Sex.
He goes into crying.
It's the same.
Woohoo! There's my man Chuck. Living the dream, dude. I am living the dream. It's like, oh, I'm drawing comics now. You know, I'm not drawing with the big two. So it's like, oh, so you have to draw for the big two, right? And then you leave the big two, and then you start working on your own IPs. Sounds like I just kind of like skipped all that. I kind of skipped the slave part, you know. Yeah, I went to school, SVA, for comic book illustration. I had instructors like Klaus Janson and Gene Colan and Joe Orlando and Karen Berger was there. Shelley Bond was there, with some of the Vertigo stuff. And I fucking was like, oh, was like trying to get into Marvel and DC at the time. You know, like I was 22, maybe 21, living in Manhattan, constantly on the lookout for Marvel editors, DC editors, you know, drawing, showing up to class, had all my stuff together. It was all legit. And I was working in all kinds of places. Like the last place that I was working, I was like, oh man, I think this might be kind of fucking cool, was at the Russian tea room. And I was a garmager chef. So I had started off as you know, just like a server, you know, like a back waiter. Still had the little uniform, but then I started talking to the chefs, and they realized I was okay. I wanted to learn, because I just thought cooking and shit was kind of interesting and fun, and all the chefs were like badasses and shit. You know, they were all like fucking tough guys and shit. It was kind of funny. So not tough guys, but they were all just like cussing and just fucking, you know, the main chef, he would throw plates and shit against the wall. It was fucking wild. So as I'm like trying to knock on the door to Marvel and DC, and I was coming close, you know, I had several meetings at DC. They had talked me and brought me downstairs to the Mad Magazine offices, which was pretty cool. There was like this really like DC offices, like the main office. It looked like Metropolis. Like it looked like the street of Metropolis, and it had Superman coming out of this phone booth. And then when you went through these doors, it had this whole Batman Gotham rooftop cover. Like you would see a water tower, you know, and then you'd go around the corner, and the water tower was like where you got your coffee and your stuff like that. That was really cool. So I got to go in there a couple times, and I could tell that I felt like I was like kind of being groomed, because Shelley Bond, she worked at Vertigo, so it was like they could tell. It was like, yeah, you're not like mainstream, but you could definitely be like a Vertigo, or, you know, definitely like Mad Magazine. And I was like down for both of them. I mean, at first I was like, I don't want to draw Batman, but, you know, just sitting in the office, it was like, okay, you know, I'll draw fucking Vertigo. I don't give a shit. It was like Sandman Theater kind of stuff. So, and then I went to Marvel a couple of times. I went over there I met with Dave Johnson, and he was the Daredevil editor. Met with him a couple of times, and he was cool. He we kept in touch for a while. Like I would go by, and like he would have Xerox copies of Namor. You know, at the time, I forgot, it wasn't John Burns who was drawing Namor at the time. It was somebody else, and it was really fucking cool. And he was like, "Here, look at this." And I was like, it was like uncolored, you know, comic book pages. And so I got to like read it. He was like, "Here, read this stuff." I was like, "Okay." And then I was meeting with Jason Liebig. And he's not doing comics anymore. He's like doing like toy or candy shows or something like that. But so he was in the X office, and he was one of the first people I met, and that was cool. Going up and seeing him a couple times. So it was like I was definitely like on the right path. I was definitely on the way. And then, you know, I'm working at the Russian tea room, and somebody who worked there, I worked with him at another restaurant. I worked with him at this place called Heartland Brewery in Union Square, and he was a host. And while he was a host, he was interning at Cartoon Network and shit. And then he went from there to ABC and Monday Night Football, and he remembered like me drawing and doing stuff, and so there was like a meeting, and they're like, "Yeah, we need to do some storyboards or something," and the dude was like, "Yeah, I know somebody. I know this guy named Matt Barr," and so he called me up, and I was like, what?" Yeah, all right. Yeah, let me bring my stuff. So I like brought a portfolio of, comic book pages. I had like Daredevil, and I think I had some Nightwing pages and stuff. Because companies like to see their characters. Like, you go to DC. I don't know. That's what I was told. Like Joe Orlando would like say shit like that. Like, if you're gonna show artwork, don't show the editor fucking characters from another company. Show characters from their company. So I had a couple of pages of Daredevil and a couple of pages of Nightwing. And so I took those to ABC, and they were like, "Holy shit, like this is cool." And they were like, "Can you draw football characters?" And I sat there and like drew a football guy. Like I drew like a giant, like basically I drew like Juggernaut with So they were like, "Hey, do you?" I somebody was at the door. So they were like, "Hey, can you draw like a crazy football player?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I sat down. And I just drew like a charging Juggernaut, and then just drew a football helmet on him. And they were like, "Oh fuck, that's awesome!" And they were like, "When could you start?" I was like, "Oh shit!" So I like gave my 2 weeks notice at the Russian Tea Room, and started. But I gave them like 2 weeks notice, but was like working both places because they wanted me at ABC like that day. And I don't know, I didn't want to like fuck over my buddies at the Russian Tea Room. So I worked like the last shifts that I had of those 2 weeks while I was also doing stuff for them. So I like came in and started doing storyboards for stuff, started working on getting shots for the BioBlast. Basically, I was like the assistant art director, or like second assistant, right? I was like doing the shit that like the first assistant art director didn't want to do, or couldn't. Not that he couldn't do. Like he was actually a pretty good illustrator, but I was able to like whip up the storyboards a lot quicker. So it was just like, it was all good. So yeah, so like once I started getting that, it was just like, holy fuck. Like it was, ABC money, Monday Night Football money is fucking bonkers. Right. So yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I'll happily quit like fucking Russian Tea Room. And then just like hearing like later on, I'm just like, how much can you get paid for being a comic book artist? Like it just like the time and money just wasn't equal. Like would I want to spend a whole bunch of time doing something that isn't going to make a lot of money while I'm raising a family, or do I become multifaceted and I learn how to paint, storyboard, do graphic design, screen printing, like there's that period of time where like somebody would call, and I'm like wondering how am I going to pay my bills, and it's like, hey, could you do a flyer for fucking for XYZ? Like, fuck yeah, hell yeah, I can. Do you want it bifold or trifold? What do you want? Business cards, I can't tell you how many business cards I did, and like that all just goes to doing commercial art. So it's just like supporting my family. It's like trying to like shit on me for it. I don't know. It's kind of silly. So I don't feel like I've like dodged a bullet, and I don't feel jealous at all. I look back, I'm pretty psyched on the career that I have and that I had. I'm not canceled. I'm still working for people on a fucking like global level. You roll your eyes like, oh, it's wallpaper. It's like, well, my quote unquote wallpaper like travels the globe. You know, it's seen by millions of people and I'm paid accordingly. It's fucking amazing. You know, you paint wallpaper. Okay. If that's what you want to label it, fine. I'm getting paid thousands of dollars. I'm not stressing it. It's okay. So you know, it's not really gonna bother me. And like to top it all off, it's like I'm drawing comics now. So like if I'm not doing some project for somebody, if I'm not working for Major League Baseball or fucking CBS on a special project, I'm drawing comic books. Like I'm completely happy. You know, it's just this weird shit on Twitter with these people wanting to lie. And it's kind of fun, you know what I mean? I like going back and forth with somebody on Twitter. It is kind of fun, but it gets a little weird when they, you know, they start lying and it's like, I don't know, how can you fight, you know, Ethan, like, oh, you got a head wound. It's like, what? What are you talking about? All right. I could hear little people downstairs. I really want to go hang out with them. And I think that's what I'm going to do because my wife is sick. I don't run away. Do you guys, if you're like, yo, my wife is really ill, I'm going to go get fucked up and do drugs with some other women. Bro. All right, let's go through the chats real quick. I was spiraling there. Bill's been spiraling for forever. Yeah, he is. He tried to, didn't he? Woo! Oh, look at that little fella. Look at that little lemur. Bring me Matt. They can show up whenever they want. They had the link. Say my name, say my name. What's going on? What's going on? Total Bomb Quest. Ouch. Oh. Well, look. Total Conquest. It looks like shit. You don't even know if you're gonna get it. Like, there's a tons of people like waiting for fucking Wonder Island. They're seeing all this insane shit coming out of his head, and of course nobody's gonna get Total fucking Conquest. Nobody's interested in that shit because you're just like, wait a minute, what? Like some of the first images had Wonder Island as part of it. Like what? What are you doing? Finish fucking Dino King 2. If that's what you're gonna do another copy. You know what I mean? It's just like what? So it's just weird. Who knows what the fuck this guy is up to? I don't know what it is, what kind of fucking shenanigans, but you know, I don't know if it has a due date or what, but you know, the Wonder Island not having a fulfillment date is just like the fucking like most floppiest, weakest excuse I've ever heard from a grown man. And I gotta tell you, seeing him come online with his fucking hair wet, like he just came out of you know, the Noah movie. Like, are you fucking kidding, dude? Are you fucking kidding? It baffles the mind. It doesn't baffle the mind. Like if I try to think hard, I'm like, oh well, he's just full of shit. Like if I try to create some sort of narrative that's pro Liam, I can't do it. It makes me want to go fucking have a beer. So it's like he'll film himself driving around. He'll film himself dealing with a dead snake. He's filmed himself with like a random herd of cattle in the street. But, you know, he has a whole farm and he's, you know, creating walls to prevent the flooding, but that's not being recorded. Like if you got some animals, like how much more positive would the content be of like, here's me fucking feeding my animals. Here's me laying down some feed for my chickens. Here's me feeding my cows and petting them and fucking just like spending a second with them. like, because I don't think any of it's true, to be honest. That's my opinion. I think it's all a lie. I think he's probably like living with his in-laws, probably in the suburbs. I think maybe outside of the little like couple houses he's living in. I think he like drives out to like a ditch and records there and like takes a photo there every once in a while. But overall, I think it's all lies. And yeah, I wouldn't care, if he didn't fucking come at me with all of his fucking weird shit. The accusing me of wearing a Vinny skin suit and fucking with Vinny's pirate campaign. Like I posted that like clip earlier today where it's like, what are you fucking talking about? Yeah, Matt Bob, we were hanging out and we told you not to do that, and then you put the Vinny skin suit on, and it's like never happened. And what fucking streams were we on, dude? When did we ever hang out? We never hung out until he came back to Comicsgate. And even then we didn't hang out. We were just on a couple of streams together. One of them he cried on. So it's like he came back and was like, yeah, Dark Gift, I don't want to stream with him because he's fucking impersonating Vinny in his Kickstarter campaign. And Dark Gift was like, oh, what the fuck? And then told me about it. I was like, yeah, that's not true, dude. So that's Vinny. And, Vinny doesn't want to have anything to do with it. He's not stepping forward and saying that's true. Vinny is just like trying to avoid not shitting on his old friend. That's basically like, I think Vinny's position right now. It's kind of crazy. Like Vinny left Comicsgate because of Liam. Like Liam lost his fucking mind and left Comicsgate. Did the whole fucking, like he used the fucking airport. You know what I mean? He like announced his departure and fucking bounced. And then Vinny chimed in and said the same thing, that he fucking left. So, one of them is back making money and the other one is still out in the cold, as Ethan says. Shit. You think Vinny would be one of the newer Comicsgate kings, to be honest? I don't know. Let's see. The Bosch foreskin. No fucking clue with that dude, man. Oh, Matt Barr's a liar. So it's like the guy will like call me a fucking liar. It's like, I've never fucking interacted with you, dude. Like a lot of my interaction with him is like, yo, why are you calling me a liar, dude? Like, what am I lying about? You're a liar. How am I a liar? Well, it was written on the bathroom stall up here in Yonkers where blue people. Okay. So he's coming out with like, oh, my boy, you're a liar. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's all just like hate. It's like, oh, I just need to say whatever I can for Ethan to get me on the stream. What is Ethan mad about? Matt Barr? Oh, what did Matt Barr do to Ethan? Nothing? Oh, okay. And then pays Ethan $100. And then tells people about it. Oh, I paid Ethan $100 for shilling my shit. It's like, dude, what is your fucking book? Why are you grifting off of 9/11? Like your book is fucking like, I don't know, dude. Your book is like fucking 20 years late, dude. Believe me, I fucking know people. I knew people who worked at Windows of the World in the restaurant. Gone. Fucking stuck up there. Unless they were going to fucking make parachutes out of the fucking drapes. They were fucked. And I never at once thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a comic book. I'm going to go after the Muslims. My dad's a Muslim. You got some problems right there, dude. Your dad's a Muslim and you fucking are raging, hateful ex-Muslim. I can only imagine what your dad did. in the dark back rooms of the Muslim fucking religion with their dancing boys. I'm sure he took you to a couple of tea parties. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm only going to speculate about all the tea parties and the tea boys and the dancing fellas. All that shit that you fucking your father worshipped and enjoyed, brought it to Yonkers. I can only imagine what he did to you with it. And of course, now you're just pissed off, raging about it. It's crazy. Let's see. Malin. I don't even know what the fuck Malin's trying to push. He's upset about something. He's going to just grip that fucking award that somebody gave him. And Robert Romano, the dude who called him fucking Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks Malin sends him a trophy. He grips on it and is curious and doesn't understand why his book is only at 25K. And I don't even know if he's drawing it. It's like, oh, you're writing again? No. Maybe people would rather see you. Honestly, if you know, I would say, dude, you probably just need to like pair up with a writer for a second, because your writing is dog shit. Oh no, I was number one. I was awarded writer of the year 2 times. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. Good evening, friends. Going through. I hear some more people downstairs. I need to go downstairs, and I want to leave. I don't want to be streaming anymore. I want to, dude. I hope my memes get meme of the year. No receipts. He should, dude. He should be out there filming that shit. He should be out there with a camera filming the rain. Does he? No. He just takes a shower and then fucking records himself. Like, fucking shut the fuck up, you dungy. You dunny brain fucker. It's not my show to say, but I was just like watching it like, what the fuck is going on? It was unplanned. It felt chaotic, for sure. Not a lot of pre-planning. So, anyways, that's my dumbass fucking reply to Ethan sticking his fucking big stupid nose into shit that's not involving him. Instead of drawing his coming out book, he'd rather talk shit about some guy who doesn't owe him anything. I'm also grateful that he brought up my wife again. So a big shout out for that. Just shows what a fuckhead he is. Anyways, anything else? Anything else, chat? We done? I think we're good. I'm gonna go make some dinner. You guys don't understand what a good cook I am. How about preparation, dude? Preparation. Am I right, Chris? No, who's another chef? Woodrow's a chef. He knows what I'm talking about. It's all about preparation. All right, guys. Be brave, be honest, be true. Don't be a fuckhead. See you later.